All right, guys. So it's like 4:30, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm gonna make one of these VOD reviews where we kind of do some kind of full game commentary. I think we had like a request the other day where someone was like, "Oh, you do all these coaching sessions, but we kind of want to see you talk about your own play and see how you kind of implement the things you talk about uh, when you teach your students." And I'm like, "Okay, sure. Let's take a look at some of these." So here, I think this is a good game we could take a look at. Right, I think it contains many of the concepts I try and teach you guys. Um, so looking at this, it's a Diamond 2, I guess, to Masters kind of range. So not the highest, but also not the lowest, right? I'm sure most of you guys can benefit from watching this, I think, right? So here we're playing Tristana, right? We have the OPGG here. In terms of builds, it's pretty standard, nothing crazy. We're just taking this precision sorcery tree. I don't know. This is pretty one of the most common stuff. There's no real. There's some variations where you can take like Bloodline and Triumph and whatever, but shouldn't really matter, honestly. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at how I play and see what we can come up with. The good stuff, the bad. Yeah, let's take a look. So we always begin coaching with a discussion on laning phase, right? So in terms of laning, when you take a look at this, what do you see? Well, what I see is they have some kind of poke support, and we're all in, very all in based, right? So our job is essentially to have to not get poked, right, by karma, because if we have no HP, even if Alistar finds a good engage, we can't win, right? And on top of that, maybe they have some kind of catch or all in with Zaya. Shaco ganks are pretty strong, so maybe we don't want to all in if we don't see Shaco. We'll see, right? All in again, when you're doing an all in versus a jungler, an invisible jungler. When you're doing an all in, you don't know where the jungler is. It's sometimes okay, depending on how fast your all in is, right? So let's say they have TP advantage, right? They're gonna TP, so it's gonna be 2v3. But you guys insta kill someone, right? Then it's okay because their TP takes 4 seconds. It's gonna come in 4 seconds. It's not gonna be there in time. So in this case, how fast is Alistar, Tristana all in? It's pretty fast, I would say. But Shaco gank is also also pretty fast, right? He presses Q and it's like, oh shit. But we'll see what happens. Most of the time, you don't really have to think about these kind of things. It's just good to know in case it does come up, right? So let's take a look. We're just leashing. Oh, they didn't have to leash, so already we're off to a sad start because we lost control of the lane, right? If we didn't have to leash, maybe we could fight for level 2. If they leashed, but that's just not happening. So in terms of what we should be doing, don't get poked, right? In what world do you get this CS? We're just getting XP, right? So there's no real way we can get this. Unfortunate that we get hit, but honestly, I think it's really hard to dodge the first hit when they didn't have to leash, right? Not getting hit there is really great, but we're taking auto attacks probably so that he can, I don't know, maybe feel useful or something. So Karma's not actually walking up to me. That's actually, oh, I got hit there. That's pretty bad, right? So in terms of dodging skill shots, right? When is he gonna throw your Q? Well, when you're gonna last hit. So where should you stand? Maybe over here, right? Or maybe you should dodge first before you hit this because it's not dying immediately, right? I thought I could get the explosive shot off to get that other minion, but I digress. So basically, when you're just farming on the tower, you need to pray. Pray to get as many as you can because you're definitely gonna be missing some. So don't feel bad if you miss some, right? Like we're missing quite a few, but that's only because of the first few waves, right? The game is not necessarily decided by how much farm you have compared to the other AD carry, right? A lot of the times, unless you're down by 50 or more CS, right? In which case you're starting to have a problem. You're gonna lose because you play incorrectly in terms of macro or mechanics or team fighting. Anything like that. So when it comes to CS, as if you're missing a few, don't sweat it, right? Okay, let's take a look what just happened here. So this is clearly a disaster, right? So we're getting hit by poke, not great. Why can't we all in? Well, for those who know Alistar, you know that you can't all in until you're level 3. Right? Level 3 is much stronger than level 2. When do you get level 3? Pop quiz time. It's after this cannon wave, the first 3 melee minions die. Okay, so if you didn't know that, that's something you need to know for level 3 when you're playing with something like Alistar. Anything with a very good level 3, like Thresh, he gets Lantern at level 3, right? Anything like that is very important to know. Otherwise, you might not be ready for when stuff happens, right? So what's the mistake here? He's just taking 1,000,000 damage. How do we stop that? You can't stop that. Maybe you could try and hit them when he's tanking. Even if you get 2 hits off, it's not gonna matter. You just lost all his HP. So it's not really our fault, right? Now trying to get a few extra autos might be questionable. Let's see. Let's take a look. Is it questionable? Yeah, we're 1v2ing here, so it's kind of hard. It would be okay if he had HP, but he didn't. So we just needed to jump out, right? Basically, we're just trying to survive now. We just took too much poke, so really tragic. But you know, we're getting level 3 soon, so yada yada. Oh, he gets hit. Not the worst. Oh, this is gonna be pretty bad. He didn't even get level 3. Oh no, it's tragic. Yeah, we take now that we're level 3, we're not gonna win this because we have no HP, right? We don't have enough HP to win this all in, so we go for it anyways. We already know we're losing this because we start out with not enough HP. But at least we're going to be killing this guy because Alistar damage is extremely strong, right? So, was it worth? The answer is no. So, how do we know it's not worth? The wave is screwed up. So, if everyone bases, we lose minions. It's pushing towards them, right? It met on our side of the wave, right? So, looking at this picture, it's going to push towards them, right? Second thing is we didn't get the kill, right? So, we got kind of 2 problems here. But let's fast forward, see what happens. Maybe we can get to the wave in time. Turns out that the wave was actually in our favor. Check it out. Did they push or something? Oh, I guess Alistar got to freeze it. He didn't even have to freeze it. It was actually pushing in our favor. Wow. Okay. Never mind. The wave is great somehow. Somehow all our minions died and they didn't get to push into the tower. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I guess they just couldn't push it in. So this is great actually. Hell yeah. Small compensation for not getting the kill, but overall we shouldn't have taken that fight, right? So you know, we talk about what we should and shouldn't do, but in terms of this, you know, what should we do instead, right? And the answer is you let Alistar go for his big stun, and then maybe you can jump in later. But when you get ignited, you're out. Because Karma's going to flash Q you and you're going to die. So when you get ignited, you're done. Here, I think we could take an option of something like hold on to our W, heal preemptively. We have a few options here, but anything that doesn't involve just instantly dying to ignite and Karma Q would be better, I would say. Yeah, the main problem was that we just got poked down before we could engage, right? Let's see what's going on here. This is standard gank, right? Gank assist. How do we know that this is going to work? We don't see Shaco. Well, this gank is extremely fast, and even if Shaco's here, we have some kind of out, right? We have flash, so we're okay. He went for a trade, and we have more people, theoretically, right? So if Shaco's here, we should still be okay, I think. Even if it pops out now, we can flash out, and I think we'd be winning, right? Even if he comes out and we die for it, I think this is good. Oh my god, he stole the kill. That's not good. That's kind of tragic, but whatever, I guess. So what's next? You're gonna push this out. Maybe at the tower you're gonna base, but we're gonna push this out in the base, right? So why do we have to base here? If you don't base, we're kind of item disadvantage, but you actually do not have to base here, right? Because if you base here, you're gonna lose a wave. He's gonna push in immediately, right? So I would recommend that you probably not base in this situation, especially when you know Shaco's not here, so they're not going to dive you or anything like that. So, oh, okay, good. I didn't base, right? I realized that while I was channeling my base, and I canceled because I was like, that's not worth, right? What are we going to buy? What are you going to buy if you base right now? It's like, pickaxe? I don't think that's worth losing minions over, right? It's not like it's going to help you win lane. Well, it's not that it's not going to help you win lane, but it's not going to change this lane, right? It's not going to change the way this lane is played out. Something like a static buy would change the way this lane is played out. So there, we're just going for minions, right? Getting all the minions is very good. We took some damage, but it's still probably worth in the end, right? What's our goal in this lane is, sure, we can all in. I have no mana. We can all in. We can't all in, but yeah, I'm pinging my mana. There's no way. But our goal is to what? Outscale, right? So if you're not supposed to win lane, you shouldn't try super hard to win lane because you're not gonna win lane, right? Feels bad farming against Tristana. But I think this is I think I hadn't played Tristana in a while, right? Not quite in our champion pool for a while, so bear with my last hitting under tower. It's pretty awful. But yeah, CS is not great, but we have 2 assists at least, right? Oh, okay, we got a 4-man play going on. Oh, he walked up too close, he's done, right? So we can just make sure we play super conservative, right? Make sure that we know this is going to work 100%, so we shouldn't die, right? Doesn't matter if we get the kill. It'd be really nice, but our number 1 goal is to not die in this, right? Because if you like go for this 4v2 and you just like walk into them and you're like, oh, we're going to kill them, and you die, that's like you turn a good thing into a bad thing for your team, right? You never want to do that. And not dying is almost always going to be correct, right? There are times when dying can be, you know, beneficial if you're baiting their whole team, but most of the time you're still going to die, right? You're going to get them without dying, don't die, right? I think that's a common mistake a lot of people make is when they have a lot of people coming in for a gank, they just they think that, you know, they're going to win because numbers advantage. This is true. But, you know, you don't want to give them more things than they should get, right? Just because you win doesn't mean you shouldn't play for value, for example, right? Because the only way they're going to turn around numbers advantage is, you know, you suicide or they one-shot you or they get really, really good value on Xayah E or something like that. So let's take a look at what's going on here, though. I think we see Shaco, so this is a pure 2v2, right? Like we mentioned, TPs are relevant, but our all-in is extremely fast, right? So oh my god, do you see that combo? How did I miss? Well, that was really unfortunate. When we're talking about fighting, though, it's very important to remember your matchups, right? So let's say you're all-in a Caitlyn. What is she gonna do? She's gonna EQ in the face, right? She's gonna do EQ combo. What is Xayah gonna do? She's gonna throw a bunch of feathers and EU, right? So if you want to, you know, explain why we had this interesting jump, we have 3 feathers behind us. So she could have pulled her E. We'll take face tank a karma Q, right? That was gonna be 5 feathers right here. So to avoid that, we jump sideways, right? And that's completely fine. I think that is. If that's our plan and it's gonna work, okay, right? It seems good to me, honestly. It looks really good. Instead of using flash, we'll use our jump. I think that's perfectly fine. You can make an argument for trying to force a kill here using flash or something like that. I don't see it, right? Maybe we can like flash ulti behind. It's not clean and it's actually not possible looking at the distance, right? So it doesn't make sense. So good thing we didn't go for that, right? Anytime you want to go for a play, you have to make sure it's gonna work, right? And if it doesn't pan out because something weird happens, you can cancel it, right? So we missed combo, unfortunately, but specifically the pulverizer, I think he was trying to hit her into the wall and then walk up in Q, but it's like off by a little bit. But it's okay, right? We can, as long as we can stop chasing when we miss something, right? That's the important bit, right? So we're seeing pieces of basically a bunch of pieces of various coaching sessions you've seen me do being put together all in one thing, right? You got some kind of fighting ideas, you have some ideas of you know, man advantage, you have ideas of lane matchups, right? Everything is kind of being put to use here, right? In terms of, you know, watching our gameplay. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, I actually remember this moment, right? So here's the idea is that we're going to try and do something like, we're going to try and make a play, right? So remember, when you try and make a play, it has to be clean, right? Which means that if you can come up with it and execute it, it works most of the time. Not most of the time. It has to work 90% of the time, right? So when you do this play, is there anything wrong with this? Let me know when you see this go on. Is there anything wrong with this? All right. All right, let's back it up. All right, so what went wrong here? Okay, so Few concepts. Okay. Number one, people are missing on the map, right? Who's coming for your ass? They're all coming for your ass, right? Number two, he just hit 6. I think that may have escaped our notice. So there's actually counterplay to our play, which means it's not clean, right? It's not consistent. So it just doesn't work, right? Theoretically speaking, he can actually ulti my ult, right? I'm gonna ult flash, right? And he can actually ulti that, and that actually happened in Korea. When I've done this, like I went for this like pretty much every time, and then most of the time they ultied my ult right after my flash, and I was like, are you kidding me, right? If it can happen, it will happen, okay? If there's counterplay, you shouldn't do it, right? And the third part of this is when you make a play and it involves your teammates, it has to be like the burden of skill should be on you and not on them, right? So if he has to combo someone who's flying through the air, I think that's a little bit difficult, right? For any player, right? Even if, especially if he doesn't know it's coming, right? So we got a lot of things wrong here, but the baseline is that it wasn't a clean play, so you know it's not good, right? So it just didn't make sense. You can argue that if this was fast enough, the TP and the roam and this stuff wouldn't matter because we can just leave. But the real kicker here is that the play was not clean, so it just didn't work, right? Just because you can come up with an idea does not mean you have to execute on it, which is my jump forward and then ulti flash, right? Just because you can come up with it doesn't mean it's gonna work, right? It looks kind of cool, but it's just not clean enough. So didn't work, and everyone died. So that was actually a game-throwing moment, right? We actually put our team super far behind with that one, so that's not good. Everyone died in the bot lane, so that's really bad, right? 3 deaths is lose dragon. I think dragon was up and they took it. Yeah, dragon's gone. Lost control of bot. Bot tower is leaving. Is going. You know, they're gonna head mid. Karma is gonna roam. We got problems now, right? So remember that when you're playing a scaling champion, you don't go for this stuff unless you know it's gonna work, right? Because you are already winning by scaling. Okay, that's what I want you to think, is that you're already winning by scaling. And you can say yes, Xayah has good scaling too, but your scaling is easier because not easier, is better because it takes much less skill to win when you're late game as Tristana versus Xayah, right? Xayah gotta do all these, press all these buttons. Tristana is just press Q and go to town, right? Okay, so we got shit on here. Hold on, let's take a look. This is one of the classic, one of my classic mistakes that I make in the, what's it called? Not quite the mid game, but at the end of the laning phase. If you ever see me make mistakes on other people's AD carry streams, like I remember I did this against Double Lift and Sneaky. This is how you get me, okay? You play against me, this is how you get me. You get lane priority, and a lot of times I will not be thinking too much and be trying to clean, hit these minions while they're coming in. This is how you catch me, okay? If you ever see this, this is also a mistake. If it's just pure 2v2, right? This could be a bait. This would be a good bait, actually, because this is a mistake. But if you have to run from the minions, you're going to get hit, right? So this is great against, if they're playing poke, they're going to hit you. If they're playing catch, they're going to hook you. You're going to die, for sure. If they're playing all in, you're going to get all in, right? Instant flash, you're just dead, right? Anything like Varus ulti, anything like Ashe ulti, these things work here because you're tanking minions. So it's really bad to be running from minions, and you have no choice. So we even stay for a few more hits, and it's just of course you're gonna get punished, right? So do not do that, right? So what do you do instead? Let the minions walk in. Okay. The idea is, the idea here is we want to clear these before they get to the minions. So clear the minions before they get to the tower. So we can make sure the tower takes less damage. The risk to reward is just too high, right? The ratio is too high for you to do something like this because you're not going to get too much unless you're baiting, right? We weren't intentionally baiting, but we just lost all our HP for nothing, so it's not good, right? Looking for some kind of gank here. Did we see Shaco? No. I think we're kind of desperate here though, so this could be really this is not gonna go well, right? This is not gonna go well, right? How do you know it's not gonna go well? We have no way to stop Xayah from pressing R, after combo, right? So after combo, she's gonna press R. Oh wow, she didn't even ulti. She just flashed away. It doesn't work, right? So the only way this works is if she doesn't dodge combo and Skarner has flash. I'm pretty sure Skarner didn't have flash, otherwise he would have, right? It's just not a gank that works, right? Still don't know where Shaco and Fizz are, so I don't know why we're trying to do something bot, but we definitely don't want to do anything here. Show base. Sure, this tower is Dunzo, right? We don't really have too much to gain by staying, I'm not gonna lie. And then Shaco shows top, which is unfortunate because we just based. So, I think Skarner is crazy. Oh, what's going on here? Oh my god, he is just dodging everything. Oh, we are killing them. Oh my god, what was their mistake? What do they do after they take tower? Someone tell me. Their jungler is top. Unless Fizz is on his way, they're making a mistake, right? Because this is some massive overstay, right? This is 3v2. This is 4v3, right? Fizz comes, Rise is coming. So this is 4v3. They're gonna lose 100%, right? They think that they're getting enough value by hitting Skarner. It's not. It's not even close, right? You need to like kill him or something to make this good. So they're just dying, right? They have no way to get out of this. So they threw here really badly, I think, because we were for sure losing this game. But scaling AD carry gets 2 kills, so that's really good for us. So what are we gonna do next? Push out, maybe hit the tower. We want to rotate top, maybe even rotate mid. But I think we're gonna go top, right? Oh, we're gonna even take this, right? Depending on what they do, right? We still see Shaco. Maybe our team can stall the Rift Herald. We can just keep going, right? Maybe we can even catch another guy. You know, their bot lane is autopiloting. They walk back to lane. We all in immediately, right? Based on our matchup, that's gonna be very good. Yeah, looks like we can get the tower, so we get the tower. Oh. Looks like they're here. Maybe we can do something here. Looks pretty good. We can even kill him. I'm pretty sure. Yep, he's gone. So how do we know we win? Matchup, right? How do we know no one's here? Because it is true that Fizz could be on the way, but you know we see Fizz here. He pushes mid, and then gets pushed out towards top side. Plus some kind of camp if they don't know it's coming. The big idea is that if they don't know the camp is coming, or if they're not aware, they're not sending an extra person to back the 2 people up. You know what I'm saying? So let's say we're sitting on a ward. Their whole team is coming. We're gonna do the camp. We're gonna die, right? Obviously not good for us. Let's say they think we're camping. They're gonna have someone push mid and be on the way just in case. And then fight breaks out, we might lose, right? Let's say they have no idea the camp is coming. We automatically win, right? So that's what we're going for, is that they have no idea that the camp is coming. We automatically win, right? So they had no idea, clearly, because Alistar swept everything, I think. So they got dunzoned. and Karma used their shield to, you know, get Xayah to the tower or something. It was pretty funny, but they made a massive mistake. So we get this, and then turns out Fizz is on the way. So we need to run. We need to run now, right? Wow, is that Shaco? No, that's Fizz, right? We're just leaving. Wow, easy. Drew Fizz bot. That's actually really good because it lets Vlad push top, right? We see Camille mid, so Vlad, who's also scaling, gets to have some breathing room, right? And then we're like, maybe we can kill these minions. I don't really want to necessarily base if I can get more minions, right? I don't think we can really win 1v2 because we have no real damage outside of my E and Alistar E, but turns out our Skarner is here, right? So we're gonna go for this. Their whole team's on the map, so we know this is pure 1v3. Maybe Karma is here, but she's not gonna make a difference. We're just making sure we don't die here, and then he gets away. That's fine. Okay, right? His flash was really good here, right? There's actually not too much you could do here except draw Fizz to the bush, right? So nothing we could do here, right? Any kind of jump is, you know, beaten by Fizz ulti. Any kind of bomb doesn't do anything, right? So nothing you can really do there. I think that's fine. Going for the look is okay. I think, you know, dragon spawning, not sure if we want to fight it, but I'm like, okay, I go mid because Rez is TP, I think. Wow, that's a surrender vote. Yeah, we can't really fight the dragon, right? So what's the reasoning behind not being able to fight dragon? All right, when you look at the team comps, what do you see? You have some kind of scaling top lane. So Vlad is initially losing to Camille, right? I think. I'm actually not too sure, but I would imagine Vlad scales, right? Skarner's pretty good jungler, so Shaco, right? So we kind of would say it's even relatively. Mid lane, you're definitely losing, right? Fizz is gonna kill someone. AD carry, I would say, you know, maybe even now because we got all those kills and stuff, but overall, we want to not fight yet. We want to stall this out. And it turns out that we can't. We just can't fight dragon for whatever reason. We're not in a good position, right? So we give it up. I think that's a-okay, right? trying to take your chances in fighting for an ocean dragon that isn't really gonna matter. Doesn't make sense, right? What's ocean dragon good for? Maybe you go for a big trade and then you can heal up after. It's good for lane. We're not laning anymore. They don't really have a poke. They don't really have any poke champions. I don't know. It doesn't seem worth trying to lose the game over, right? Or maybe not lose the game, but swing the game heavily in their favor, right? I would say it's very even. We're winning if we can stall this Rift Herald. Basically, we're winning if we can stall out waves, right? We find one pick, that's winning, right? If they find a pick, that they're winning, right? Seems kind of obvious, but the game's at a very delicate state where if we get the scale, we're gonna win this game for sure, right? Okay, it looks like we couldn't. They tried to catch us and we got away. Very nice. If they had tried to hard force, what would have happened? I don't think they would have won. Alistar can buy enough time for Skarner and Ryze to get here. So pure 4v4 they're chasing with low value. I think we're okay, right? Okay, they go for a bot lane play, right? We put our forces into. Oh, okay, that's really awkward. That's not good. I can't really defend this tower 1v3, so we're just gonna go up here and do what we can. But this tower is gone, right? Your job is not to save the tower. It's gone. Your team put the eggs in the bot lane basket, so I hope they win that. It's not going too well, right? So I kind of wanted to show this game because a lot of people are asking, how do you carry games, when it doesn't look good, right? So looking at this situation, it's pretty bad, right? I would say it's looking pretty bad, right? We would say we came out of lane very average, if not below average, right? With low CS. Sure, we have some kills, but we have 2 deaths as well. Items not completed. They're at our inhibitor tower. We're losing mid-game. Our solo laners and jungler try to make a play, and they lost with man advantage. We got problems here, right? So how do we win? We're about to watch, right? We're about to see what happens, but we end up winning this game. Based on the principles I try and teach you guys, okay? So in this case, what's the goal here? We're just trying to clear the minions, not trying to really hit them. Otherwise, we're going to get some kind of... we got some issues probably, but basically trying to farm up as much as possible, right? Your job in the mid game is to make money, right? Especially since you're playing something like Tristana, whose mid game is not 100% great. Not quite at the point where we can threaten some kind of side pressure, mid lane pressure by jumping in, but we're just trying to farm without giving ourselves up to kills, right? So team's trying to do something topside. We're gonna take that opportunity to push. Why can't we get another wave? Because if Fizz walks over, we can't do anything, right? So we got a problem. So we're gonna do Gromp. I think that's fine. Okay, there's a fight going on mid. So while I'm doing this Gromp, we go take a look, right? You always take a look, right? So I'm just gonna finish his camp, right? And then you take a look, you see what happens. We see some kind of play we can make. I think it's fine, right? That's a free kill. That's great. And then it's really important to know in this team fight how we always talk about our team fighting priorities, right? Number 1, stay alive. Number 2, hit the closest guy. And number 3 is if you can make a play, it has to work, right? So if you see something here, tell me because I don't see anything, right? You can make an argument to jump in, but after Xayah ults and uses her E and we flash it, I think that's losing. Right, Camille's gonna stun us, and then we get hit by Karma. So we got a problem. So if you don't see it works, you should just wait. If you're not sure it works, wait. So I don't really see it. We're just hitting the closest thing, and then that looks pretty dicey. So don't think we can jump in there. And then team's like, oh, Shaco's right here. So I'm like, okay, let's take the Shaco. Right, hit the closest guy. Seems fine to me. Free kill for scaling 80 carry is fine. Same thing, hit the closest guy. I see no threat here, right? And then oh shit, here comes Camille, right? So we gotta leave. Goodbye Alistar, right? You can't save him, he's gone. He's dead. So as long as you're getting away, you're happy. We actually could have killed him here. I just thought she was gonna stun me, right? So we just had to leave, right? It's better to be safe than sorry. And all of a sudden we're looking much more favorable here. We're above average in terms of gold generation now, right? With the last 2 fights. So I think it's actually really good. Oh my god, what's going on? He just teleported into that. Dude, how do we win this game? What? Our whole team is actually kind of inting. Maybe not the whole team, but our solo laners are. Let me see if I can see tab here. What is going on in this game? Yeah, what is going on? They're 1 in 10 solo laners. So This is really interesting to watch. So we're gonna have a fun time watching this, I think. All right, what's the idea here? You can't save the inhib, you just let it go. Maybe you can catch this guy. It looks like team's trying to catch this guy. Might be doable because their whole team went somewhere else, right? So this is just 3v1. Seems good. I'm going to jump in when I think that there's no way she can kill us. Seems good to me. Sure, Vlad takes a kill, whatever. He's scaling too, so I think it's fine, right? He needs to catch up. We're already relevant. And then we kill someone, so we go for a Baron play. All right, so usually this is risky, right? Because when we talk about objectives and you kill people in solo queue, objectives count as a person, right? So if you kill someone, you siege tower, it's still 5v5, right? Because in solo queue, dive's not very well coordinated. Same thing with Baron, right? Still, Baron counts as a person because he's killing your team, especially a team with no tanks. Maybe Skarner can count as a tank, but then Skarner can't turn, right? So we're going to force this Baron, okay? So what's the idea here is if they can't fight us in time, we're going to finish. But if they show up, we're going to make sure we don't die no matter what, okay? So this is my kind of favorite line to play, or what I consider to be the most consistent line in a Baron fight is making sure we stay alive with positioning. And then if a Baron fight breaks out, we can do something, right? I think this is the most consistent way instead of sitting in the pit and trying to finish it and you get collapsed on by like, I don't even know. You got a lot of problems when you do something like that, where you sit in the pit and then they all hit you. But since we're playing Tristana, we definitely can do that. So how do you defend the Baron as Tristana? You go for their jungler, right? You can ulti the jungler before he jumps in. If we're strong enough, we can threaten the jungler, right? Other champions, something like Ashe, you ulti the jungler, Varus, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right? Your main goal is to make sure it doesn't get stolen, right? No one gives a shit about the fight. We just need to make sure it doesn't get stolen, right? So here, when it gets low, Shaco has a decision. He has to jump in or, fight me. So he fights me. Not only am I going to win, but we're going to get the Baron. And if he jumps in, I'm going to make sure he has no HP. So that's why we go from here, right? You can already tell he's struggling to come up with a decision, right? We've hit him 3 or 4 times, and he hasn't done anything yet, right? So take a look at this. I think this is really smart by me, but we already hit him 4 times, and he's already coming into the pit with 0 HP, right? So we end up getting it. Turned out to be a 50-50 or whatever you like to call it, Baron fight, steal, smite, steal, but it was really close, right? Our Skarner almost died, but he pulled through in the end. Here, we're just hitting the closest guy, right? No problem. Karma's going on me, so we make sure we finish her first. You can say the bomb is wasted. I would agree, right? It didn't actually do anything. How come we don't jump in here? Well, how do you know Fizz can't just one-shot us? We weren't paying attention to his abilities, so we thought he still had stuff up, right? It was very possible he could have stuff up. So you don't jump in immediately until you see him use it. Wow, he just used it, so we can go in. This looks free, and then Fizz uses his abilities on Alistar, so we're good to go. We actually, even if we were paying attention, we would have baited ourselves. This is like 40% cooldown. Look at this. He uses E here. It's been like maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and he uses it again. So if we had jumped in, we would have for sure died to Shaco, right? So it's always better to wait, right? Always better to wait, I promise, okay? Hit the closest guy. You see a play, whatever, make your play. Impossible to lose. All right, now we're in a winning position. I'll say we got the Baron. We have stalled the game for me long enough to be able to carry this, right? So this is where the, this is what separates, AD from ADC, right? Is that you're carrying, right? So how do we carry? You got to farm more. Get more money, right? So we're going to kill all these minions, push this out base. We don't really actually care about pushing, right? When do you push? When you're trying to win the game. Or you're trying to get something out of pushing. What happens if we push when we're strong enough? You're going to die because your team is not strong enough. You're trying to scale, right? You're still trying to stall. So if we go to 100 minutes, we're going to win. Okay, that's what I want you to think, is that our team is outscaling. So we're not pressured to end the game anytime soon, right? So any kind of staying to push is a mistake, I think. When we can simply reconsolidate our forces and group up and buy our items and make sure that we're stalling, right? I think that's a much better plan. So we're going to take everything. Skarner getting money doesn't matter at this point. It's just our solo laner is getting money. Okay, we're looking for a fight here. Same thing, we're just going to hit the closest guy. So I mentioned how we don't want to fight necessarily because we're scaling, right? But if you're a scaling team and you can see a play with a high degree of success, then you should go for it, right? Just because you're playing a scaling champion doesn't mean you can't do anything. It just means that if you do something and it goes wrong, you're definitely losing the game, right? So in this case, they're stuck in the pit, which is we have a very good positional advantage, right? We can pretty much get the high value off anything, and they can't even get to me, right? So in this fight, you just hit the closest guy, right? So if you watch us take this fight, we're not really doing anything special, right? It's just make sure we're hitting the closest guy, get away from these boxes, whatever. You can ulti their divers, doesn't really matter. Sure, we can focus fires out, but in the end, it's just hit the closest guy, you win the game, right? We can even keep going, but I think going for the kill is worth. Here we're like, oh, we almost got the rapid fire on her, but we just finished her off. Whatever. I think we made a split-second decision, and I think it was okay, right? I don't see any counterplay to it. Yeah, I didn't really see anything wrong with it because Zad had no ulti. So either we were gonna go even and kill them all, or we were gonna kill them all and win, right? Oh my god, he just takes a dump on that Shaco. Yeah, I'll say that's very worth, right? Trading is good when you're a scaling champion, right? Like let's take for example, you have Lucian versus Twitch. Both of them die. Who's winning? Twitch is winning because you're getting later into the game. Lucian should be getting stuff without dying, right? So we spawn, go back. What are we buying? Can you guys guess what we're buying? I'll give you a hint. It's not QSS because there's nothing to QSS on their team. And you can argue that maybe we should QSS root or Fizz ulti and then jump away. And my argument is if you get hit by that, you're losing the fight anyways. So you're not losing because you're getting CC'd. You're losing the fight because you took so much damage. So we're getting a death stance, right, to prevent burst. So what tells us that we can do something like this? Now we have items. We can have some kind of silent pressure, right? He just used all his abilities on the minions, specifically the true damage one, the auto attack reset. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So that's how we know we can go in, right? We don't even need ulti because we know that if she can't kill us, we're gonna kill her, right? That's the idea. Is if you're trying to get the jump on someone, make sure that they use their abilities first, right, to push. Otherwise, you cannot do this, right? What happens if we jump in? She just stuns us and then auto attack W or whatever it is, auto attack Q, we're just dead, right? So you can argue maybe heal can save us. You know, you don't want to risk that, right? Especially when you don't see their team. So make sure they use abilities on the wave first, right? You can push this out. Very nice. We have no minions, which want to base. I think that's fine. You can argue something like maybe you should have one of your solo laners sitting here because there's no way they're going to try and end, right? But I think it's okay to just base here, right? No need to do anything fancy, I think. It's possible you can, like, you know, maybe we can stay, have one person base in check, or maybe no one bases, but I think it's okay to just base here, right? I think we're doing just fine. Okay, push mid. We're getting to the point where maybe we can start pressuring towers, but honestly, we should, you know, stick to the safe end, right? I'm taking the option that doesn't involve us just running into them, right? You notice? Because we still want to scale. Our 1 in 10 solo laners require some time still. Yeah, I saw a word there, but we're just trying to, I don't know what we're doing. Maybe we should kill that word. I think we should kill that word. I think we're trying to set up a trap, right? It's very common after clearing a wave, a team will go and ward before they push out. So you can punish that by setting up a trap, right? You push a wave in, they're going to clear this, and then Karma's going to be like, I should ward. You can catch someone. Or Camille might face check, right? They don't really have anyone to face check with. So we're looking for a trap here, but it's not really good because we didn't sweep. So it's found out immediately. I think that's okay, whatever. You just go back and defend, right? Really, all we care about is wave clear, right? Stalling out the game. We're trying to look for a hit here, right? I think that's fine because Skarner's gonna tank the Fizz ulti. Oh my god, that is a 100% win. So all we have to do is make sure we don't die. This is 100% winning, right? It's 4v5. They lost, right? I don't know what they're doing. They should be running, but they automatically lose that fight when someone got blown up. So they should all run. The fact that Karma died is pretty bad, right? They should not be. Oh my god, we're gonna get more. Oh my god, right? So this is another idea, is that on the other team is if someone makes a massive mistake like that, you just gotta cut your losses and run, right? Otherwise you're giving more money to these these scaling champions that need to get back in the game, right? So the other idea for us is while we're doing this, make sure we don't get caught by Fizz, right? So we're watching Fizz the whole time, right? We're like pinging Shaco's on the side. We have heal already. We're not preparing flash. We don't have anything to flash. We're keeping someone between us and Fizz at all times, so he can't just Q ulti us or just straight up ulti or anything like that. So Shaco's trying to backdoor or whatever. It's not our job to stop it. We're just gonna keep pushing. Oh my god, what happened here? Oh, okay, I remember this. So we think we can kill this guy for whatever reason, so we make some play. I think it's fine, right? He's just going to try and flash on us, so we flash out. I think Skarner is actually pinging us because he thinks we should have killed him in the stun, right? But I actually did not know he was getting stunned. So maybe the plan is, oh, we kill him while he gets stunned, but I actually just didn't know. So I thought he was going to E onto us immediately. So that's why we jump out to make some space. But yeah, we know he was going to... How do we know he was going to E flash? Because if you take a look, the only way he's ever going to kill us is by flashing. So this is a very common... there's no way for him to stop us from just walking away, right? So he has to flash. Otherwise, he would E this way, right? I guarantee you. And then how do we know we're dying? Because it's Fizz, right? So you tank that, you're probably going to die. Let's not take any chances here. And then let's see. Oh, okay. After we push a tower, right? What do we say about people coming out of lane, right? They're going to clear and try and do stuff. So we think, oh, maybe she can, maybe we're fishing for a mistake here. Turns out that, oh, she did walk up. I was like, she's not walking up, but she actually did walk up. So looks good to me. And then we had to cancel because she flashes. That's fine, right? That's fine by me. We get a free flash. That's fine. And then, we can just take their red because they're missing 80 carry ulti and 80 carry flash, and their Fizz is dead. So we're going to try and get as much as we can right now, right? If they come and fight for this, we're going to kill them for sure. Yeah, we even super deep in, so we can try to look for something. But we base instead of pushing because we have an item that we need, right? We got a crit cloak. You can argue for pink wards, but I think crit cloak is actually super important when you're at 80% critical strike, right? Because have you ever heard the idea that crit scales not linearly but multiplicatively? Oh my god, is my English correct? Jesus. But it scales with the more crit you have, right? Obviously, but it scales better than linearly, right? So getting that 20% from 80 to 100 is very important. It makes her damage 100% predictable, right? Sometimes at 80% you're gonna not know, you're gonna have some unlucky moments, but with 100%, zero, it's never down to RNG. It's always down to skill. So I think the 20% is super important. But yeah, he gets this guy. We do a bunch of damage. That's pretty worth, right? He has no HP. Sure, they get Baron, but now they have to get away with it somehow. So we're just gonna. Oh my god. Oh, that's a clone. Okay, I was like, there's no way that's him. They actually get Baron here, which is really interesting. Because that happened on my base, right? They did it on spawn, and we weren't there to stop it. So that was lit. That was an extremely good Baron by them because our Vlad's basing or something. Wow, 15 seconds, and I guess we can't get there in time. Wow, that was really surprising. They really just killed that thing super fast with 4 damage dealers, right? So that's pretty awesome. Well, 3 damage dealers, so they get away with it. Not bad. So they base, right? Because in solo queue, everyone bases after Baron. You can punish this. How do you punish this? You camp their jungle, right? If their first instinct is to base, right, you can kind of abuse that. Like basically, if you know what your opponent is gonna do, you should try and abuse it. Like let's say for example in lane in a mechanics kind of aspect, they want a minion. How do you abuse it? You hit them, right? We'll get to a broader point of view. Like let's say for example we're camping the bush when they're trying to get back to their bot tower since I'm killing it. What do they want? They want to get to the tower to defend. So we can abuse that by camping, right? So in this case, if you know what they're gonna do, you can abuse it. Like they're gonna instantly base because that's the only thing people know how to do in solo queue, right? So what do? You go camp their jungle because what is the next thing they're gonna do? They have a few options. One, they can push lanes, right? So camping's still good because they're gonna have to show up to push mid anyways, and we're gonna engage. 2, they're gonna go to dragon, right? Which is great because we're gonna be there between them and dragon. And 3, I don't know, but pretty much that's the only thing people do in solo queue, right? You can do some kind of interesting ideas like one man face check, and they can pretend to face check, but his whole team's behind him, so they can 5v5 us that way, right? They can do something like split push, can go push and people shadow him, right? So when we collapse on him, it's still 5v5, right? Anything like that. But in solo queue, that's never gonna happen, right? So this is something you can take away, is that if the enemy team gets Baron, camp immediately, okay? Set up your pink wards and camp immediately. So my team's trying to push. We all know how this ends up, is that we get nothing. You push, they come back, you get nothing. You get the tower, it still doesn't do anything. The tower is not doing anything for you guys, right? We don't win by taking towers. We win by scaling so much that we won one fight, we win the game, right? So here, my team's trying to siege. I don't know what we're trying to accomplish by doing that, but here I'm like, let's go into their jungle, right? So I'm like, let's sit here, right? So how do you make a bush camp successful? The deeper it is, the better. Or the deeper it is, the less they expect it, right? The more stuff they want, the higher chance of success. Like I think I showed on stream, I put a blue trinket down and people went for that, right? So leave all these plants up and they will go for it, okay? Leave this dragon up, they will go for it, right? So I would recommend not taking any of this stuff, right? Leave this raptors up, they're gonna go for it. Like if they think raptors is up, they'll think we're not here, right? The whole idea is that they have no idea we're here, okay? So you leave all this shit up and so that for them to capture it, right? Like if this was theirs, we should not capture it, right? So it was already ours, but say if this was theirs and someone captures it, all of a sudden they know this is a bush camp. So don't let them know anything, right? That's why, like, the common idea is, oh, every time you see a scrying orb in the enemy jungle, you kill it, right? So you see that 1,000 times. When they see this orb is up, they'll assume that we're not here, right? So we're just trying to bait here. Someone kill this, which is actually kind of unfortunate. I think someone killed this, right? That was not correct. 100% not correct, right? Because now they know, right? But they face check anyways, right? So they face check, which means we win, right? So as you can see, they're just all done. It even gets kind of close because Camille lands everything on me. But what purchase helps us win this fight? Well, turns out that stance is good against burst, which is Camille, Shaco, Fizz, and Zaya. So I would say very, very good buy. And then you can argue that doing this dragon's a waste of time. I would agree with you. We should be pushing bot. So we push bot here. We still get the inhibitor. Maybe we can get 2, but I think us doing dragon was not smart, right? You can even make the argument that when we take dragon, Elder Dragon is spawning, so giving them a way back in the game if they take Elder is good or is bad. So don't do the dragon. Basically, we don't really have a reason to do the dragon. It's just wasting our time, right? So we don't even get. Do we get this inhib? Oh, we do get the inhib. So I guess not the worst, but probably a waste of time, right? Okay, we go for this guy because how do we know we can kill him? We're basically God mode now, right? We can just kill anyone. So if they can't kill us, we automatically win, right? So he can't kill us, there's no way. We just kill his ass. We're even looking for more, right? If we can get one more kill, we're ending the game, right? We're like trying to bait someone to come and fight us. Oh, okay, nice fizzle. We're still hitting the tower, right? Because I don't see anything better. Ryze is dying, that's not good. Okay, maybe we can look for Zaya here. This is the classic, kind of psychological trick where if you're chasing someone, they're gonna run away if you're winning, right? So you turn around, they're gonna turn around. So you can make them turn around by turning around. So he turns around, I immediately jump forward. We're looking for a play. We couldn't find it because he has ulti. We had to get out of here. I think that's fine. I think the look was good. It just didn't pan out because he played it correctly. We have to run. Sure, everyone get the fuck out. Since we have ocean, I'm saying maybe we can camp, right? What makes a successful camp? The closer you are to them, the better, right? And you have pink wards. That's necessary, right? So I'm like, oh, this is a good camp, right? Because they have no idea. So everyone get in here. We have ocean. I think everyone's trying to base, but I think we can win the game, right? So I'm like, yo, fucking sweep this shit. And then, oh, this is free, right? One dude makes a mistake and it's over, right? So this is the late game strat, is that you should look to punish as much as possible, okay? And now we win because 4v5 is win, right? They have one tower. That tower doesn't do anything, right? So Vladimir bases. Does he have teleport? Tell me he has teleport. I think that's a major mistake, right? because we can end the. Oh yeah, okay. Oh no, he has the spellbook thing, so he can change it to TP. He does change it to TP, but he should TP here. What is he doing? Really weird, but we just end the game because it's 4v5. All this doesn't matter. We just automatically win 4v5, right? So basically, the kind of ideas I try to teach you guys in coaching is what you see here, right? Oh my god. It's basically, scale up, play the matchup out right in the bot lane, right? We got poked too much, so we lost. But if we found the all-in, we won. Very standard, right? Very standard stuff. You make a play, it has to be clean. Every time you saw me die, it was because we kind of made a play that was not clean, right? In team fights, hit the closest guy, right? Mid game, you want to push out your waves. You're trying to make as much money as possible, and then late game, usually, I don't think I've ever had a coaching session where we discuss late game, but anything like stay near Baron, buy pink wards, make sure your flash is up, right? Create some kind of ideas of camping, right? Anything to give your team a higher chance of success, right? Anything anything strategic wise that'll help you win the game is going to be much better than mechanics, right? You'll put yourself in a position where you can't lose, right? So that's the kind of idea, is that even if you're losing, when your team is like 1 in 10, your solo laners are literally 1 in 10, you can still win, right? Because you're playing a carry role, right? As long as you do well. We didn't even do that well. We were average up until the mid game. If you're doing average or well, you can still win. Okay, don't give up hope. People are asking, how do you win when your team is feeding? This is how you win. All right. Is you identify your win conditions, play towards it, right? Most of the time it's going to be scaling, because for me, I pick scaling champions, but I hope you guys found that interesting. Let me know if I did anything that was different than what I tell you guys, because I try and keep it pretty much. I try and tell you guys exactly how I win games, right? So if it's accurate, not accurate, let me know in the comments. You guys want to see more of this stuff, let me know in the comments. Maybe it was too long, maybe it was too short. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something / found this interesting. And it's 5:30 a.m.